Timmy's parents are trying to convince him to take a bath, but he does not see why, because the dirt is blocking his eyes. Mr. and Mrs. Turner, dressed in biohazard suits, snatch Timmy with a mechanical grabber and drop him into the bath. Timmy's parents say that now he's 10, they can trust him to take a bath alone. So they leave Timmy, but not before shutting the door, locking it, bolting it shut, and stacking furniture in front of the door, so Timmy cannot get out. Timmy relaxes in the bathtub and decides to pass the time with reading a Crimson Chin comic book. Cosmo and Wanda are in the bathtub disguised as goldfish, wondering to themselves why they are swimming in Timmy's filth. When Timmy opens the comic book, he realizes that the issue he's reading from is last month, which is featuring the villain H2Olga, who retains water and evil. Timmy wants a new comic for his reading, so he wishes himself to the comic book store. Unfortunately, he forgot about his clothes. At the comic book store, Timmy stands naked while the tail of a Catwoman-like superhero's cardboard cutout blocks his private parts. He screams when he realizes that Cosmo and Wanda forgot to put him back in clothes. Two nerdy kids nearby hear the cry of naked lad and corner Timmy, asking for his naked autograph and to see super naked speed. Back in Timmy's bathroom, Cosmo and Wanda decide to have a contest to see who can hold their breath underwater the longest, even though they are fish. Timmy suggests they spend their time having a water breathing competition. He takes a breath and dives, although Wanda reminds him they are fish and don't need to hold their breath underwater, but Wanda finally gives up and joins Cosmo. Meanwhile, in the Crimson Chin comic, which was hit by magical energy, story is shown with the images moving. At the Daily Blabbity Beverly Boulevard, reporter asks Charles Hampton Indigo, secret identity of Crimson Chin, to babysit her baby niece. Chin agrees because of hopes that by doing something nice for Beverly, he can win her over. Chin doesn't think that the baby can be a problem, but then she throws up on him and poops in her diaper, making a big mess which makes her diaper expand a lot. Chin thinks it can't get any worse, but the baby starts to cry, causing Chin to freak out. Chin lays the baby on his desk, showing her full diaper, and proceeds to change her diaper. First, Chin puts the diaper on the baby's head, making her panic. Later, he puts it on his chin, leaving the baby naked, and laughs. But finally, Chin manages to do it right and puts the diaper on her butt. Suddenly, the cry of a hefty man asking for help is heard, so the Chin grabs the baby and flies off. Back in the real world, Timmy is trying to sneak through Dimsdale, running and hiding behind the benches, mailboxes, and other street objects every time traffic passes by and blocks the view of him. He realizes he needs to get back home in 10 minutes or his parents would find out that he didn't take a bath and kill him, or worse, make him take another bath. When Timmy passes by a TV store and watches on one of the screens in the window, Mayor of Dimsdale and Chompy the Goat appear on the screen at a televised press conference, announcing that Dimsdale had installed cameras on every street corner and traffic light. The mayor allows Chompy to press the ceremonial button, which activates the cameras across the city. The cameras catch Timmy naked. The mayor yells for Chompy to shield his eyes. Timmy realizes that the cameras can see him and screams, running down the street and using his pink hat to cover himself. He realizes he will be alright as long as his parents don't need to use the bathroom. Back home, Mr. Turner challenges his wife to a water drinking contest. Meanwhile, in Cincinnati, in the comic book, which is starting to slide closer and closer toward the water in Timmy's bathtub, Crimson Chin flies into the city park carrying the baby in a carrier on his chest, searching for the source of the hefty man screaming, but it turns out that the hefty man was actually H2Olga, a rotund woman with a Russian accent who was made entirely of water. She had led the Crimson Chin to a trap. Luckily for Chin, all her powers could do was cause a nearby water fountain to squirt water into his eyes. Crimson Chin proclaims that this is a city, and that there's no body of water large enough there for H2Olga to smite him. The baby starts laughing, and Crimson Chin says that justice will make her laugh. But then the comic book starts to submerge in the bathtub, and the magic makes the water enter the story. H2Olga notices the water and absorbs it into her body to become bigger and stronger. H2Olga hits Crimson Chin with a large jet of water and grabs the baby. H2Olga tells the baby that she is very cute and innocent and that she wants to raise her to be evil. Timmy is making his way through Dimsdale, using a newspaper to cover himself. The newspaper reads that a naked terrorist-dense city that Chompy has been scared for life. Timmy decides to take a shortcut through the Dinsdale Museum of Natural History. Chester, AJ, Sanjay, and Elmer happen to be taking a tour there at the moment. Apparently, AJ had dragged them all there because they had a cool new exhibit at the solar system, but Chester really doesn't care. The tour guide brings them to the exhibit, exclaiming, "Behold, the glory of our universe," before unveiling the curtain. Timmy was hiding behind there. The four boys stand in shock and horror as Timmy shows his butt in front of the moon. Chester jokes, "Nice moon, glad we came." Crimson Chin tells H2Olga to let go of the baby. H2Olga hits him and Crimson Chin flies away. The baby starts laughing and H2Olga says that evil makes her laugh. The comic book sinks further into the water, causing more water to enter the story. H2Olga is happy to see the water reaching her abdomen and absorbing it. Crimson Chin sets out to save the baby and then sees a huge wave that is going to engulf Cincinnati. He rescues the townspeople by ripping up the asphalt and using it to create his wave that launches everyone on top of a skyscraper. They are saved temporarily, but now H2Olga has grown into a giantess and captures Crimson Chin. She threatens to Soggy at page 8. Chin says that whereas the staples were in the comic book would fall apart if he does not stop her. Crimson Chin hears the baby laughing and sees her hanging from the diaper on a flagpole. The Chin sees that her diaper is super absorbent. Chin distracts H2Olga by telling her that she has something on her arm, and Chin uses his laser to vaporize her arm and freeze himself. Crimson Chin grabs a baby and uses her diaper to soak up all the water. The baby laughs with happiness that her diaper absorbs the water and expands to an immense size. H2Olga shrinks. Chin finds towards her, and H2Olga is sucked into the diaper. Cincinnati is saved, and everyone celebrates Chin. H2Olga tells Crimson Chin that she will escape when suddenly the baby passes gas and poops in her diaper, making H2Olga's prison a dirty diaper and making her scream. And Crimson Chin says, "If you live a life of crime, you'll always be number 2. In the comic book, she's promptly knocked over out of the tub and out of danger when Cosmo and Wanda emerge from the tub wearing snorkeling gear. Timmy appears outside the window, causing 3 skateboarders to crash when they mistake him for a naked lad. Timmy's parents are right outside the bathroom door and really need to pee because of the water drinking contest they had. They rip down the door just as Cosmo and Wanda poop Timmy back into the bathtub. His father grabs him and throws him out of the bathroom, saying that he is clean enough, and Timmy is still naked, but relieved he is at least naked in his own house. Cosmo, however, appears naked, much to the chagrin of Wanda.